Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. The title of our today's video is how to create Salesforce record on Typeform submission. So I'm running a business and I'm using Typeform as my form builder application. And I wish that as soon as a new form is submitted in my Typeform account, automatically a record should be created in my Salesforce account too. For this, we are going to create a connection between Typeform and Salesforce. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So in Pabbly, we have the concept of trigger in action. For trigger, we are going to use Typeform, and for action, we are using Salesforce. So if you also wish to learn this process step by step, follow me through the screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to learn how to create Salesforce record on Typeform submission. For this, we are going to create a connection between our Typeform account and our Salesforce account. To create this connection, I have already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as you'll open the landing page of Pabbly, you are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I am an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting two applications. So I'm going to click on access now. And now it is opening my dashboard, and to start with the automation, we are going to click on this button right over here which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create Salesforce record on Typeform submission. And then we are going to click on create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger in action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. By this, you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So now we are going to select our trigger application, which is Typeform, because I want that as soon as a new form is submitted in my Typeform account, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for Typeform and select it. And now it is asking me the trigger event. So for the trigger event, we are going to select it as new entry, and then we are going to click on connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Typeform account, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to click on add a new connection and then connect with Typeform. And now it is asking me for some permissions, so I'm going to click on accept and give it all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on accept because Pabbly is safe, and as soon as you're going to click on accept, you can see that you have successfully connected your Typeform account with your Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me the form name. So for this, we are going to open our Typeform account, and over here you can see that the form I have created, which is registration form. So I'm going to open this form, and as you can see that this is my form. So over here I'm going to select my form as registration form, and then we are going to click on save and send test request. And now it is saying waiting for response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission/record. So we are going to do a test submission in order to capture the webhook response. So to do this test submission, we are going to open my form, and then we are going to enter the details. The first name as demo, last name as user, company name as Pabbly, email as demo@pabblytudes.com. And then for the phone number, first we are going to select the country as India. And then enter the phone number as this. And then we are going to click on submit. And yes, you can see that we have successfully submitted our Typeform. So we are going to open our workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response of our submission or not. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response. Over here is the first name, the last name, the company name, the email and the phone number that we entered. So this means that my trigger step is successful, and now we are moving on to our action step. For our action application, we are going to select Salesforce because I want that as soon as a new form is submitted in my Typeform account, automatically a record should be created in my Salesforce too. So I'm going to search for it and select it. And then for the action event, we are going to select create record. and then we are going to click on connect, and again it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Salesforce account, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to again follow me, click on add a new connection and then connect with Salesforce. And again it is asking me for some permissions. So again I'm going to click on allow and give it all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. And as soon as I'm going to click on allow, you can see that we have successfully connected our Salesforce account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me the Salesforce object. So over here we are going to select it as lead. So I'm going to search for it and select it. And now it is asking me the last name, the first name. So we are going to map this. Mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step, where we selected Typeform as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as I'm going to map all these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new form submitted. And also my workflow would be ready to run in real time. So I'm going to open my response, and over here we are going to search for last name. And as you can see, last name right over here, so we are going to map it, and then we are going to do same for the first name. We are going to search for first name and map the first name. And now it is asking me for more details, so I'm going to ignore these details because these details are not the required details. And then we are going to move on for the company, and we are going to map the company name too. So I'm going to open the response and search for company and map the company name. Again we are going to move on forward, ignore all the not required details, and then we are going to move on for the phone. Again we are going to open the response and map the phone number. And now after mapping all the required details, we are going to move on to save and send test request. As you can see that I have left all these fields blank because these are not the required fields. So you can definitely ignore it, and if you wish you can definitely fill it out too. And then we are going to click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see that we have received the positive response that a new record has been created in our Salesforce. So I'm going to open my Salesforce account, and from here we are going to go on leads. And yes, you can see that a new lead has been created right over here. Over here you can see the same name, the same company name, the same phone number. So this means that my workflow is successful. I'll just test the workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So for this, we are going to open our registration form and refresh this page. We are going to do again a test submission. So for the first name, we are going to enter it as test, the last name as user only, company name as Pabbly Connect, the email as test@pabblytudes.com. And then for the phone number, we are going to select the country as India again, and enter the phone number as this. And again we are going to click on submit, and as you can see again we have successfully submitted our Typeform, which means that Typeform account has sent the details of our submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, and further created a new record in our Salesforce. So I'm going to open my Salesforce and check that if a new record has been created or not. This time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. We'll directly open our Salesforce, and we are going to move on to the leads. And yes, you can see user test right over here. The same name which is test user, the same company name which is Pabbly Connect, and the same phone number. So this means that my workflow is successful, and I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. For a trigger application, we selected Typeform, and then for the trigger event, we selected new entry because I wanted that as soon as a new Typeform is submitted, automatically my workflow should be triggered. And then for the action application, we selected Salesforce, and then for the action event, we selected create record because I wanted that as soon as a new Typeform is submitted, automatically a record should be created in my Salesforce account too. And we were successful with our workflow. Over here you can see the 2 records we created during this video. So if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video, and for your reference I'll just clone the workflow and share the workflow link in the description box. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.